And welcome to the podcast, welcome to the vodcast, welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial, as it says for me here.
Brian, Gen X.
And I am your millennial. My name is Nick. That's what my parents named me. And if this is your first time joining us, you might know or you may not know that we are three friends from three different generations. We like to talk about nerd and pop culture things here. So go ahead and find us on Facebook and YouTube by searching for Convincing Idiots. We are also on Twitter at Convincing Idiot with no S. We're on Instagram at Convincing_Idiots, on TikTok at Convincing Idiots. We can be reached via email, and that is at convincingidiots@gmail.com. Or you can check us out wherever you like to listen to podcasts. That would be Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever. You can also ask your home assistant device to play the Convincing Idiots podcast. And if you'd like to know where you can get all that information, and you don't have to listen to my voice give you quick instruction on where to find us, you can Google. You ever heard of Google? Go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, linktr.ee, and that'll pull up our Linktree. From there, you can find links to each one of those social media platforms that you prefer. So we're here for another episode this week, fellows. Who's my favorite today? Who do I want to ask how they're doing? Who's my favorite?
Fellows.
Interrupting Dean. How are you this week?
Well, I'm not good. I have a headache, so you might be getting...
I'm so glad I started with you.
No shit. You might be getting a little bit more grumpy Dean than usual. So, buckle in, motherfuckers.
So the prior deans were happier deans?
Yeah. Joyous and happy deans.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
No, actually, I'm fine. I like I said, I have a little bit of headache, but no, I'm in a good mood. Had a good weekend. Spent it with the girlfriend, and what special thing that's right. I had movie night with Mr. Brian here.
Oh, the incomparable Brian.
That's right. The stat man threw up his projector screen in his backyard, and we did a whole, not drive-in because we drove there, but got the lawn seats and watched Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jaws in a double feature.
Nice.
It was a very good time. Happy to have you guys over. Yes, absolutely. We'll do
fantastic.
More. Yep. We'll definitely do more. I think the next one will be maybe airplane double feature.
Oh,
have
goody.
Nick over for that.
Did we just watch it twice? Is that what happens?
There's one sequel. Actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had Jingle All the Way, Nick would actually come over.
I should say we're going to watch Jingle All the Way and then just do a switcheroo on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then instead, what do you play? Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You will sit here and watch the last 3 episodes of this fucking show.
Yep, followed by Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
This is a fantastic idea.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So it. Go ahead, Dean.
No. I wasn't going to really say anything. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. No. So yeah, it was a good time. And the reason why we watched those movies were on Saturday. The Raiders of the Lost Ark had been released 40 years ago to the day this past Saturday, which was like unbelievable. And then Jaws will be released 46 years. I thought it was 45. It's actually 46 years this coming Sunday on Father's Day. So a factor in watching those particular movies. So still very entertaining. Enjoyed both. It's every time I watch those movies, they're still entertaining every time I watch them. So just iconic movies in their own right. I remember watching them as kids. And
oddly enough, Brian, I too premiered 40 years ago.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Been naked ever since.
I try.
Yeah, so that was good. Great time. We'll do more. Nick, how was your week, sir?
It's been good. I don't know. It's all a blur right now. It just seems like it's very, very busy. One thing after the other.
Could it be the swimming that you and I did today?
It could be. We
Oh,
did go
yeah.
swimming.
And the chlorine in our
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah,
Everything's foggy to me here.
We did go swimming today. What? I don't know. Just been running around here and there and wherever. I got a new addition to our family. That happened yesterday. We got a new member of the family. The
Yes.
first household pet is in our home. It is a little hedgehog. It is named Shadow. Yes. And the boys are very excited. They initiated her by giving her a piece of chicken nugget. So she is officially now my third child. She ran right over to it and ate it up immediately. So she is officially my third child because everyone has to eat chicken nuggets and only chicken nuggets, apparently. So, so that's been pretty cool. Went to the pet store and got her a nice new wheel and a nice new heat lamp and stuff to keep her warm and all that good stuff. So
you're a good father.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I try. I hope she doesn't disappoint me on my first Father's Day to her, but she better show up big.
Very cool.
And then, of course, you can forget. Now, I mean, so who happened to catch the big fight this weekend? You guys watch the big fight?
Are you talking the Logan Paul fight?
No. It was Lamar Odom versus Aaron Carter. Did you guys watch that?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, and
it was
hosted by Ice-T and Coco, and the referee was Chuck Liddell. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you guys didn't catch the big fight? It was Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter. You guys didn't see that?
Who's Aaron Carter?
Aaron Carter was the younger brother of Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys. He also had he was like a. I guess like a pot. I guess he might have had a couple songs like in the early 2000s, like real early 2000s. He dated Lindsay Lohan, and Hillary Duff for a brief minute. So that's where his life peaked when he was like 13 years old, and it just now he's fighting Lamar Odom in a boxing match. Yes,
Nicholas, you know I love you, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I temporarily hate you for telling me this piece of information.
Carter life story.
No, yeah, and just the story itself. So
yeah,
I'll get over it. But
it just goes to show you that after dating Hillary Duff, your life literally has nowhere to go but down. Nowhere to go but down.
That makes sense.
So I mean, yes, but no, I found this because I was scrolling through my PlayStation. It'll have like advertisements for shows to watch and what apps you can watch them on. And it had this fight between Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter, and it had a countdown on it. I guess it was Friday evening.
And did you watch it?
No, it was $30. Oh. First of all, it was $30.
Fuck.
I mean, there's a way to illegally stream everything, but no, I did not watch it. I just thought it was funny to. I stared at it for the longest time. There were so many. It was all the things. It was funny.
Hard to wrap your brain around.
It was funny. On a certain level, it brought me joy because it was so silly, all of it. Because it wasn't just the fact that it was Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter boxing each other, but it was like hosted by Ice-T and Coco for some reason. And then the special guest referee was Chuck Liddell. And I'm just like, there's so much going on here. Like all these people have their own sad stories in life that brought them here.
Now, yeah. I think if I was you, if I was watching, like reading that description and watching Countdown, it almost like reading and the description and even telling us about it, it almost seems like a weird ass fever dream.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That sounds like your brain doing a mishmash of random names that have been in your head, and they're like, "Hey, let's put this in a dream like this happened." It's just so outlandish and ridiculous that it didn't seem real. But yeah, I did hear that. Well, that's the other thing too. Is I'm like, Lamar Odom is a basketball player. Aaron Carter is my size or smaller. I think he maybe weighs. I think he had some sort of disorder. I don't know. People speculated if he was on drugs. He was very frail for a while. I don't know if it's a medical issue or what, but the kid probably weighs like 150 pounds and is probably like 5'7". Like, how is that going to go? So I would imagine Lamar Odom won.
I did see he won. I did see that. I didn't notice that on the headline or something.
Okay.
It'd be really weird if he
Brian's in the know. Brian knew about the fight. He was counting down.
I did see Lamar Odom won some boxing. That's all. That's what I got out of it. But
did the other kid get hurt? What's his name? Aaron.
Aaron Carter. Yeah.
Did he get hurt? Anybody know if he?
I mean, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure he took some punches with a long reach. I'm sure of that.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure Aaron Carter was alive before this fight, so I don't know if
That's
he
a
is now
valid
or
point.
not.
I mean, either way,
Well,
you go into a fight
go
like that, you go into a fight like that, you better damn sure have some insurance on your side.
Yeah.
And you know who? If I'm going to have insurance on my side, I'm going with Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance Agency.
You hear that, Aaron Carter? Aaron to Aaron. There's an Aaron out there to help you out.
That's right. And all you have to do is give him a call. 234-571-5359. See, let me tell you, Aaron Carter, Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio. They offer auto, home, renters, and business. See, Erie Insurance is life insurance above all else in service. Once again, like I told you, call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your 5 free is important, especially Aaron Carter. You probably lost and didn't win the purse. Free 5-minute quote today.
Very good.
For your
You're getting better at those.
automobile insurance.
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, when you asked about the fight, I mean, it must have been the weekend prior. Was Floyd Mayweather came out of retirement to fight some guy, and
one
I'm
of the
like,
Pauls,
who the hell is this
Jake
guy?
or Jake?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Who's
Jake's the other one. Yeah,
YouTube guy, I guess, which I had no idea.
Yeah, and both of them are very successful in YouTube.
So it's like outlandish videos and stuff like that?
Yeah, they do. Right. I think just everything. It's just their kind of persona. They film themselves experiencing things, reacting to things. Was it Jake Paul that got
their ass beat by a heavyweight champion?
Jake Paul got in trouble for whichever one didn't do the boxing. I think it's Jake Paul. He's the one that got in trouble for going to that dead forest or whatever in the Japan, or that sacred forest there. He was there was some sort of stunt he was doing for YouTube, and he was going live, and he got into trouble for that. I don't know. But the other Paul, the one that did box, he actually has been boxing, and he has boxing experience. He's trained for it.
He walked down to the ring.
He's at won fights before. Yeah.
He walked down to the ring with a $400,000 Pokemon card around his neck and a necklace.
Yeah.
Because Logan Paul did?
Yeah, because it was his good luck charm.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So
between these two fights, I mean, boxing is definitely hitting some new lows.
Isn't it funny how boxing has now become what UFC kind of used to be, and UFC is now like the thing to see? Remember, like way back in the day, UFC was kind of like just scrapping for any sort of notoriety or eyeballs they could get on them, and now it kind of seems like the script has flipped there a little bit. But
it's a far cry from the back in my time.
Grumble,
I remember watching with my dad the Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard pay-per-view fight.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was an entertaining fight. I still say Hagler won that fight, and they didn't give it to him. And then certainly all the Tysons, and he came on, and he took pay-per-view to a whole other level. You just wanted to watch Mike Tyson win, and it was like 30 seconds, it seemed like, but he was such a force to see back then.
Yeah,
that's, I don't know, for me in my time anyway, that's when boxing, after Tyson kind of fell off, it just, I think you say MMA kind of rose up, and now it's
boxing
really a shame.
Resembles WWE.
Yeah, it's really too bad.
I watched speaking of him, I watched a really good like a documentary, I think it was, about Mike Tyson on HBO Max last night.
I did see that advertised. I'll have to check that out.
That was really good. My niece and Robin were both watching it the other night, and I kind of came upstairs towards the end. I caught like the second half of it, but it was very interesting. So yeah, I definitely recommend it.
HBO Max, huh?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check that out.
I am interested. Yeah, quite the story with that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, tonight we thought we would do some random pop culture stuff here, guys, and we'll kind of see where the show goes. You know, we have Father's Day coming up, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about
Hold on.
that stuff. Go ahead.
Before we get into that, I did listen to last week's episode, guys. I don't know if you've, you know, I like to hear Nick's voice. You know,
That's nice.
But when talking about Nick's voice, anybody who's listening right now, do yourself a favor. Go back to the archives. Go back to last week's episode and listen to the end for Nick's outro. That's all. Nick doing Barry Gibb in the outro is about the funniest damn thing I've ever heard.
Was it good? See, I didn't listen to. I was a little nervous because in the moment it felt good. But I didn't know if if I'm like, if I go back, like, was it okay? All right, I didn't hear that part.
I mean, you can't really understand, but you did the intro. He does the intro and the outro where he says what he does, you know, where to find us, and he goes through all that. So he just repeats it at the end. So I mean, you did it in the beginning, and it's in the thing, so it didn't really matter, you know, that you couldn't understand it. The bit was fantastic. It was hilarious. So anybody listening, go back to last week's episode and give it a listen.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the plug.
I had to say it.
No, it's okay. That's very good stuff. Yeah, it was one of the funnier laugh out loud moments for me on this show. So that was good.
I was crying, literally.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so speaking of Nick a little bit more,
you
mentioned earlier.
Well, I like where this episode's going. Everybody's praising me. We're talking about me. It's good.
Well, look what happens when you finally be funny.
I might have to try it more often.
Yeah, jeez, put some more fucking effort around here. Jesus. So you mentioned in your intro, Nick, that your parents named you Nick, obviously, but
I did.
As mentioned on a prior episode, you are actually named after a famous musician who your father was a big fan of, him and this particular band, which would be
Motley Crue. Nikki Sixx is who I was named after. Mm-hmm.
Yes, only human that I know is named after Nikki Sixx.
Is that right?
Which is very interesting. Well, it's very interesting. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I caught today that Motley Crue this year is celebrating 40 years of existence. They formed in 1981. So they have all kinds of different, promotions and box sets, and they're re-releasing a lot of their albums, like remastered versions and so forth. You can find on streaming. I was listening to the Girls album earlier today, actually.
That is incredible.
Yes.
Motley Crue and myself have been douchebags for 40 years.
That's right.
That's insane.
That's right. And actually, they had that stadium tour rescheduled for this year that they had pushed from last year.
With Poison and Def Leppard.
And Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Okay.
But that has been since pushed to next year again now. So it will be in Cleveland, I think around summertime next year. So that will be in my opinion, a must-see.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if you guys caught recently or not, but if you haven't, check it out. But I had all this wonder, like Vince Neil, he's preparing for a stadium tour. The guy must be getting in great shape and really fine-tuning things and so forth. There was a recent video out there. He was in some festival or something like that with his solo band not from recently. Nope. Complete opposite of anything I just described. So, not in great shape at all. And he had to quit
I was
like
confused.
14 songs in because he said he lost his voice. they were supposed to be on a freaking stadium tour this year. This guy is in no shape at all.
He was like,
And now
sweet, COVID. Now I don't have to fucking do any
When
of that
you started describing that, like I'd seen a recent
Yeah.
picture of him, and I'm thinking to myself, when you started describing that, like being in shape, I'm like, unless fucking round is round is a shape, so I guess that could be what he's talking about.
Man, and it's like you wonder if the tour promoters are like, what in the hell are you doing out here? Now you got everybody buzzing about you and your loss of. They've already had to do some damage control with Phil Collins from Def Leppard. Had to step up and say, no, he's going to get his voice back. I'm confident for next year. It's like, just stay completely out of the public eye right now, man. I get you probably need money, fine, but just get yourself together, fine tune the voice again, and get out there for one big final big thing.
With the way he
looks, rinky dink shows. Go ahead.
With the way he looked, he could probably make money on like the pie eating circuit. I think cash prizes are pretty good in those.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. However,
I'm not here to body shame Vince Neil. However, I will say, I know Dean's here for that, but I've wondered that Brian, what you mentioned about like the promoters being like, I've wondered that about really since they've come back. They came back in 2005, the original 4 members.
Now, that tour was good. That one wasn't
bad, but right after that, I mean, his voice, that's where you see all these videos. His voice is not, first of all, all the singers of that era really painted themselves into a corner by singing the way he did, because you just can't duplicate it. Like you can't hit those notes. You can't sing that way. Your voice is not that way. And it's not, you're an older man now. You can't sing like that. And well, look at the way they look too, Nick. They did the same thing with their look, long hair, looking all pretty with the fucking makeup. You can't. Once you get older, that's not happening. Everybody just looks like Everybody looks like Dee Snider now.
Exactly.
Doesn't fucking matter anymore. Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. Yeah, it's just like I don't know how they can continually, like, when they keep signing specifically Motley Crue up. And don't get me wrong, guys. I love Motley Crue. I do. And not just because of the namesake or because I grew up with their music, but in my teenage years, I found a certain connection with them as well. And I'm a big Tommy Lee fan, and I just love his drum style and whole vibe of what they represented at that time and things like that. And did they make bad decisions along the way? And probably still do. Absolutely. But I like Motley Crue. I don't understand how they keep finding a way to put them out on tour, because I'm like, Vince doesn't sound good. He doesn't even sing half of the songs. And what he does doesn't sound good. Like, I don't know why. Yeah. And Mick Mars, I mean, by God, the poor guy, he's on a wheelchair playing a guitar now because he's got a degenerative spinal disease or something like that. I mean,
at what point do you just call it quits? Just tap out.
Nikki and Tommy can still do this, absolutely. Like, they're in decent enough shape. They still do their thing. They're fine. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, Mick Mars, his performance on the stage is not affected. I mean, the guy could still play the hell out of that guitar. But I've always wondered that about Vince Neil.
I mean, is he in a legitimate wheelchair?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he permanently is, but I know when they started, he would stay at his mic stand stationarily and not really move, because he would just have to stand in place. As it progressed and they continued to tour, there were legs of tours where they made him this really bitchin' ass metal chrome metallic, wheelchair, medieval looking thing. But he was legitimately in a wheelchair because he had to be. He could still sit there and play the guitar, but he had to be in a wheelchair. And that's just, like I said, his performance is fine. But yeah, I don't know how they can continue to talk themselves into continually putting on these tours when I guess as long as they're selling tickets, that's really what it comes down to. As long as people are still going, it doesn't. We can all sit here and go, "Oh, they sound like shit," but like, we already paid our money and we went and saw it. So like, so what? You know what I mean? So I guess that's why.
Yep. When they had their farewell tour and they got through that, and at the end of that wasn't that great. But when they released The Dirt on Netflix, that Motley Crue movie based on the book, that became a huge hit for Netflix. And I remember commenting to my friends, a bunch of us watching it one night at the house. I'm like, wait for the reunion tour again, because this is such a hit right now.
Right.
They got that popularity. They got people, my age, certainly grew up with them, that are looking to, they could buy a ticket, and go to the show and stuff like that. And they're going to roll them out there again. And sure enough, it's where we are. So, but yeah, I'm with you. At some point, it's like, do you start to tarnish your legacy a little bit? I don't know. But having said all that, I mean, their early stuff, I think you'll agree, Nick, is fun, great music, entertaining. Live, the first Motley Crue album with Live Wire, and then Shout at the Devil
Shout
album.
at the Devil's still my favorite. That's my
Those
favorite one, front to back.
Are great albums. They sound good. Vince is the top of his game singing before they got too far off the rails with drugs and everything. Kind of fell off with Theater Pain was okay. Girls, there's a few good songs on there. And they kind of got back and got clean, and Dr. Feelgood was a decent album, and they put out some good music kind of throughout the years. So
the one the different singer, actually, and this was before the age where they are now, but the one with John Corabi, the self-titled Motley Crue album, was very good. It just, I don't think people took to it because it wasn't Vince, and it was just a different style. But that was kind of ahead of its time. But I liked Generation Swine a lot. That was 97. That was their first all original four getting back together after taking a break from each other. But I always liked that one a lot. Yeah,
good stuff through the years. So anyway, congratulations, Motley Crue, 40 years. Hopefully the stadium tour works out and everybody looks and sounds good as they can. And so I'll definitely, I'm still interested to go. I mean, to see the other bands as well, at the very least, I'm interested to go to that tour. So
get T-Bone flipping around on that drum kit again. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Go. The people watching will be extraordinary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will be extraordinary.
I'd go just for that.
Yeah. I joked with Allie. I'm like, if they just put up bleacher seats up in Cleveland at the entrance and sold $30-$40, you couldn't go in. Okay.
Yeah.
You just get to sit there at the bleachers, watch people come and go, hear the music. Okay. But
that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me.
You buy a ticket to kind of like be the press the press people at the red carpet. As the celebrities are coming in, you get everybody's there taking pictures and just watching the celebrities. That's what we do. We just sit there and take pictures of these ugly muskrats scurrying into the Vince Neil concert.
Yeah, it's going to be like a cheetahs and leopards.
Oh, a lot of leopard prints.
Somehow outgrown their skin, sort of, and are just sort of popping out of their skin, sort of. It's going to be a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So
because make no mistake, that is the show.
Yeah, a lot of Aquanet.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. A lot of high heels, all that. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
Oh man, drunk old ladies in heels. That is gonna be the best.
And they're walking in already drunk off fucking wine coolers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be terrific. That's what I mean. That's the best. Okay, enough of Motley Crue. So congratulations, Motley Crue.
Everybody's saying that.
Yes. What? Enough Motley Crue?
Yeah.
Not everybody, but a lot of people are. You're probably right. Okay, so big streaming show started over the weekend. Not over the weekend, since our last show, I should say. Last Wednesday, the debut of Loki. And actually...
Big Motley Crue guy, I
think. Yeah, it could be. Could be. That's right. So actually, fantastically, we all watched it since the last show.
This has got to be the first time this has happened. That there's a show to talk about, all three of us has actually watched it.
Well, even though Nick, he did not listen to instructions, he did not watch the rest of Falcon and Winter Soldier. He still watched Loki, so he does get a demerit for that. But
the thing, it's not that I have an aversion to watching it. It's just when they came out, when they rolled out all these different things they plan to do, Loki is the one that I wanted to see. The rest is like, do I need a Wanda and Vision series? No. Do I have any desire to ever have a Falcon and Winter Soldier series in my life? Absolutely the fuck not. But Loki is a character I'm interested in. Yes, I will watch. That is the one thing in the next phase of the rollout. Obviously, I mean the Black Panther content that's coming as well, but the Loki series was the first one, the Disney Plus series they announced, that I was like, I'm excited for that. So I couldn't wait to watch this one.
Okay, so go ahead.
I'll give a shout out to a YouTube channel, New Rockstars. They did an interview. The MT, one of the guys on there, did an interview with the writer He's a writer for Loki, and he also is writing or wrote the Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange 2.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very. I mean, the guy's being coy. He can't say much of anything, but I mean, you can tell body language and some of the way he answers some of the questions give you some insight on what's kind of could be coming up, like some tie-ins and whatnot, and even some tie-ins to WandaVision is possible.
Okay, so let's do this here, guys. We're about 30 minutes in, believe it or not. Let's take a quick break, and let's warn people, too, if you guys agree. So we're going to talk about Loki kind of openly.
Oh,
so
I thought you were going to warn them that they might come in their pants listening to the voice of the
yes,
of the commercial.
Mm-hmm. They just might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just might get you very, very excited, almost as excited as a Motley Crue concert. It's a close second.
Almost. Now, I like to pregame before I hear those commercials. I like to get drunk off wine coolers before I hear the upcoming commercial here. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm taking my sock off right now just to get ready.
Great. Thank you. So we'll take a short break, and then we're going to come back and talk about Loki. And then if you haven't seen it yet, you may not want to listen to the next segment. Fast forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have seen it, you may not also want to listen to us anymore. That's just your preference, you know.
What else you got going on? You know what I'm saying? So,
that's a good point.
Yeah. All right. So we will be right back after you listen to this on podcast. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you get a little clip of something here too. So we'll see.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Convincing Idiots. My name's Nick. I'm a millennial. That's why I'm so chill right now. I'm here with my pals, Brian. He's a Gen Xer. And right in between us there is our Zennial Dean. And we are discussing a brand new television series on Disney Plus. You may have heard of it. It's called Loki. And
hey Nick, before you get into the Loki there, I just where do I put this messy sock?
Oh, that can be mailed to Brian's house directly if you want.
Okay. I mean, he earned it.
I mean, it's right. Yeah.
We'll take bids.
Add it to the collection.
We'll take bids on our page.
What day does this podcast post? Thursdays?
Yes.
So Fridays are a busy mail day for you. It's just
That's right.
It's just your mail guy with a crusty sack of socks over his back, like Santa Claus, just dropping off. Here's your mail, Mr. Fisher. All right. Anyway, I digress. Anybody see Loki? Anybody watch Loki?
I used my other sock for that.
Yeah. So we all, as Brian said, amazingly, we all saw the first episode of Loki. I really enjoyed it. I planned on it. I think with Tom Hiddleston and the character of Loki, the way he's portrayed him in the movies prior, you're pretty much good to go, I think. Like, he's very charismatic. The character's great. He's great. So it's just, there's not really much to add there. I think that character alone can carry just about anything. But I really enjoyed it. Dean, what'd you think of the first episode?
As I'm putting my sock back on. Now, throughout the movie, right between the toes.
I bet the aloe in there is good for the dead toenail. If that's right. Thing's still trying to grow back.
Yeah. Feel it right there. Okay, so Loki throughout the movies was okay. I mean, he was an entertaining character, but he was a bad guy. And yes, I was excited. One of the more excited I was for these shows. But I still had a little reservations on how they were going to make him likable. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was likable in a bad guy way. But if you're gonna lead the show, you need him to be actually likable. And once again, this is in my mind. But the scene when he got back, once again, spoiler alert. The scene when he gets back into the room after they chased him. And he pulls up his life's, his own. The acting that motherfucker does, just his facial expressions, watching that, he literally, in wrestling terms, turned fucking heel to face within like 2 minutes in a scene. Just his facial expressions watching those home videos. it was impressive.
Well, and that's kind of thing with him too. Is he, even in the movies? I mean, yes, he does these villainous things, but it goes back to that kind of thing that every villain is the hero in their own story, right? So Loki only ever acted that way because of the betrayal he felt by his family and his backstory and things like that. But yeah, that was great. Yeah, when he sees his mom there, and like he's starting to feel that pain, of seeing what his actions had led to and things like that. Yeah, you're right. That was very good stuff. Brian, what did you think of the first episode?
I thought it was very good. Like you say, I think the acting was great. Tom Hiddleston was great as Loki. Owen Wilson, I thought was also very, very good.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Surprisingly good. Not that he's not a good actor, but he's been in these kind of same type of character for a long time. Yeah. Like the long hair, cool, Owen Wilson type of thing. And it's I barely even recognized him before. I'm like, who the heck? The guy looks familiar when it was on the preview. So I think a great look and interesting character. Played off each other very well. Yeah, I thought it was a very, very interesting storyline. So they're really setting this up to they can go, a lot of different directions with this.
Because they're going to tie together different. They're going to tie together WandaVision. They're going to tie together the new Marvel or the new Captain Marvel. Not Captain Marvel. Jesus, Doctor Strange.
See, he's so forgettable that you can't even remember.
I know.
What character it is. Must have been a great movie.
So explain. So the storyline was not the easiest to follow. So
no,
but you want to take a crack at trying to explain what it's all about? Go ahead.
Oh boy, I don't even know if I can pull this one off today. No, I can't. Nick, you want to give that a shot? Could you explain
basically
the plot?
Like I said, I have a headache, so it's
basically honestly, the best part of explaining what the show is about actually happens within the show. So when Loki first steals the Tesseract, in is that the first Avengers? Loki is the villain in the first Avengers. So when he's in the lobby there, and there's that scuffle, and there's Ant-Man, and they're taking Loki down with Captain America and Hulk. They're all in the elevator. Iron Man, the Tesseract. He gets control of the Tesseract, and basically uses it to get to a different period in time. And he is collected by these, I forget what they're called in the show. What are they? The Time Force or like Time Police, more or less?
And TVA.
They basically
time variant agents.
Time variant agents. There you go. There you go. So they basically exist to where if supposedly every person, every being has a predetermined destination, life path, if you will, and they're going about their way, and then if someone veers off of that, it could cause all these different rifts and wars and other multiverses, and other people do it, so that they go and collect these people that have veered from the path, and they bring them back and just reset them so that everything stays the same, so that all of the, what are they called? They were like these like time gods or something like that, that control the paths in which these people go on and how they get to their destiny. So basically, he is captured by these people, and they are right now interrogating him to see.
No, more interviewing.
Him.
He's trying to. I think.
Not interrogating. Interrogating implies he's like being tortured or something.
Right.
That's not
he knows who he is. He wants. I think he's just trying to figure out if he can trust the mission he's going to ask him to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think that,
go ahead.
Well, there's in the show. I'm sorry, Nick, to stepping on you here.
No, that's good. That's the extent of what I understoed, pretty much. So,
that's a good explanation. Go ahead.
When somebody goes off on and rips through time when they shouldn't, they're called a variant. And what a variant is they're called variants because you create different branches of time and different timelines through that.
Mhm.
And each of those timelines is going to have a variant of you. So they're going to be a little different, but all of them are going to essentially kind of be you in different multiverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Loki, one of the variants, is like going around killing these TVA agents. That's redundant to say it that way, but all these agents,
So a
special
time
forces.
variant agent?
Correct. And they now Mobius, who is Owen Wilson's character, Mobius has an idea to get original Loki to help go and catch this new evil Loki, or what other Lokis might be out there. I have a feeling you're going to run into a few different ones.
Yeah, then there's talk is this variant Loki could be a female Loki,
right?
That came into existence in some type of possession thing or something like that. However that worked. So, but Loki has to go after, like you said, the bad Loki. Yeah, good explanation, Nick. So yeah,
Thank you.
I had to kind of think through it a couple of times, and Dean already talked about that Rockstar video on YouTube. That guy, the guy's quite good. So him and his team, they put together a lot of and they do it quickly. They turn those around pretty quickly. They explain a lot of stuff and a lot of Easter eggs and everything else. So we watched that actually when Dean and Megan came over Saturday. Allie and I had just watched Loki, so we all sat down and watched that.
That was our
video
indoor
together.
watching.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, when you said to explain it, Brian, the reason it was overwhelming and I couldn't quite do it, I thought you were wanting to explain the whole show, and that seemed like a bigger task than I was.
No,
I didn't realize you were just looking to explain the episode.
No, it's fine. Well,
my apologies.
No, it's okay. It's just looking for some type of explanation of what's all happening here. So the way Nick explained it is certainly the premise of the
he did well
of the series.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it literally was that little. They show like an information for the. Well, hopefully, if you haven't seen it, you're not listening to this right now. But if you have seen it, the informational video they show when he's waiting to go see the time judge or whatever to be on trial for what he's done or whatever to make his plea. that was one of my favorite parts of the episode was the little informational that old school
Minutes.
Style. Yeah,
Miss Minutes.
Yes.
Miss Minutes is going to be a hit. Look for tons of probably T-shirts and everything.
I want the merch.
Miss Minutes.
I want Miss Minutes. Yeah, absolutely.
The judge, his kind of middle management judge, the woman sitting up. Do you guys remember her with the three wooden spaces behind?
Yeah, right.
I have a feeling that what they said in that video is that she's in the comic book. She has a big role to play.
Okay.
Now, are they going to have her in this show? I don't know, but just by given what she looks like, I sure hope they put more of her on camera. I tell you that.
Sure.
She is what the kids would call easy on the eyes.
That is what kids say. That is what kids say.
And she gave me an erection.
Just kids also talk about those all the time.
all the complexities.
Do a lot of kids talk about my erection?
I hope not.
This seems weird.
all the complexities of this interesting story, and Dean's like, she's hot.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's usually when he first brought up and he said, the judge that I'm like, it's going to end up there. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so very, very good.
I'm sorry, I still have a libido, Brian. What are you, jealous?
When you lose that, you'll be more productive. Trust me. Out there, get some yard work and painting done around here.
That's some good mulch there. Let me tell you.
You won't complain about the self-propelled mower at that point, Mister.
Run right through it.
Less slapping butts and more slapping good solid bags of mulch. It's a good bag of mulch.
Yeah, what's wrong with you kids these days? I still do fine there, by the way, for what it's worth. Okay, so
my dick works, just to tell everybody. Oh, you don't believe me? What? Come here.
I
I'll
feel
show
like
you.
I feel like Brian's shirt is actually yelling at me that like his.
Yes.
Yes.
For those who are not watching, Brian is wearing a
Yes.
Fred Flintstone shirt, and
Yes.
he's got
Yeah.
his finger up in the air like he's giving us what for. So
Yes.
Yabba dabba
That's
dick.
right.
I feel like I'm being
Yeah.
scolded by both of you right now.
Yeah. It's just in here.
Both are born in
Yeah.
the same time period.
Yeah. You know what? Oddly, you're trying to insult me, I know, but it is actually very close. The Flintstone series was I'm around that age, believe it. Yeah. So yeah,
there
that's
you go.
kind of a bummer. Anyhow, moving right along. So Loki definitely recommended. It looks like Disney Plus has another hit on its hands. Great story, interesting, great acting. So I think we all recommend Loki.
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I also finished The Winter Falcon.
Mm-hmm. Sure you did.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. I was waiting for somebody to say like, "Really?" And I'm like, "No."
You lies.
Yep.
You lies.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's not true. I did see the last 15 minutes of the last episode, so I kind of did finish it. I saw the finish of it. Yeah.
Did you see where the Falcon was flying down with the hot chick in his arms?
No.
She's hot. You should have seen it.
No, I didn't see that.
All right, so kind of continuing with some of the comic books news. DC, so Marvel is certainly, taking up all the headlines with Loki and, new movies coming out soon with Black Widow, which I know some of you is not that excited about, but still it's interesting.
And meanwhile, over in
And
DC,
Shang-Chi.
Martian Manhunter's carrying the entire load. It's like, do they even have any other
right.
heroes over there? Like, what?
That's right. So they had a teaser picture came out recently on Instagram showing the Batman logo, which appears to be the Batman logo from Michael Keaton's old suit, to tease the Flash movie. And the Flash is sort of doing their version of the multiverse, it seems, with the Flashpoint type thing where Michael Keaton is going to come back and reprise his role as Batman in some type of alternate timeline that the Flash will visit. And another thing that got extra attention is there's a drop of blood in the Bat logo that's splashed into the yellow background. And now some people are also saying that they're wondering if they'll somehow bring in the Watchmen universe into the Flash movie, perhaps, or into the DC universe again in general. So, first of all, are you guys? For me, anyway, I'm between the Flash and the next Shazam movie with The Rock as Black Adam. I'm interested in these two movies. So these are probably the two of the more movies I'm excited for in the DC lineup than many others in recently. So, what about you guys? The Flash movie? Are you interested in that? Are you familiar with the Flashpoint timeline or a series
Slightly.
a little bit?
Slightly.
I'm familiar with the concept. I mean, of it. Yeah.
Correct. And I'm down for it.
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to it. I think it's a good idea. I mean, to try to bring everything together in that way. And I mean, if the Flash was one of my more favorite characters. Oh, he was my favorite character from the Justice League. So, and I assume that role will be played by Ezra Miller again. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's essential. He needs to play him for sure. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. He's another one, very charismatic actor, can bring a lot of charisma to the character, and I think when you have that kind of dynamic, you can probably ride that a pretty long way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a good concept. Very excited for Michael Keaton to come back and reprise that role.
I'm really
still
excited about that.
Arguably. Yeah. Many will say arguably the best Batman. You can make a big debate on that, but and then for me personally, and you guys aren't as familiar with the Watchmen universe, I know. So, the Watchmen was a series that came out in 1986, which 35 years ago this year, which is crazy. So that 86 had the Watchmen and also the Dark Knight Returns. for DC at that time. And those two series for DC took comics to kind of a darker, acceptable, darker level back then. And they still use a lot of that content even to, so even some of the recent Batman Superman
the only
movies
thing I know about the Watchmen, the only thing I know about the Watchmen is that Gabe Kaplan was pretty good in it.
Gabe Kaplan, the Watchmen.
Yeah. He was Cotter, right? With Horshack.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
All right.
This is where we insert the cricket noise somewhere. How do you get Welcome Back Cotter from Watchmen?
Speaking English?
No, well, Horshack was in both, right?
Oh, I see. Rorschach is a character in the Watchmen, and Horshack. Gotcha. Now I see. Now I get it. See, the joke was too smart for us. Too smart for us here. So
what
Rorschach,
a curse it is to be doing.
You're so goddamn old. I went over it with you last week, and you forgot about it.
Yeah, I sure did. You're right.
Jesus.
Same joke. Forgot about it.
Last week,
same reaction.
I went over it last week and explained to him what it was. He's like, "Oh yeah, that'll be good because now I understand what it is."
And I believe he said we'll have to work it. We'll have to work on it, and we'll work it the right way.
And he
like it was going to be a collaborative effort. And he left you hanging. He threw you like. Actually, metaphorically,
drove the bus.
Metaphorically, throwing you under the bus would have been too much effort compared to where he was just like, "No, hands off. I'm going to watch it happen slowly. I don't even nope."
Yeah. So as a future state, if I say we have to work it, translation, no, throw it out of here immediately. Let's get it out.
If it needs work, we don't have time for that shit. Just scrap it. It's not worth it.
If you have to explain, some movie quotes, if you have to explain the jokes, life's not worth living.
If you guys be goddamn smarter, you understand a goddamn Joker too.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, with the Watchmen, go back and read the graphic novel, watch the movie. The movie Zack Snyder actually did. It was very true to the graphic novel. Interesting. I know you guys haven't seen it yet. Go back and check that out. It's a long movie, but it's just a darker superhero universe, and they have been blending them into some of the current heroes and stuff like that. So anyway, if they bring the Watchmen in, I think it could do bring a lot of interesting content to the DC storyline. That's all I'm trying to say. So
it would be some meta shit if like the kid or now his guy who played Rorschach played the dude under the mask in the movie. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think he might have passed on, that actor. Yeah, poor
Which
man,
one?
but guy that played Horshack, I think.
Oh, no, that stinks. Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
My life sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
Your bomb-ass joke didn't tell you that already?
Wow. That was some of the most dead air we ever had in the entire... See, you can see that you go from Nick's tremendous moment last week of the Barry Gibb to... That was at least 2 minutes of solid dead air, I think, staring at you, trying to figure out the Rorschach reference.
It's like coming all the way back into Game 6 with a Cinderella comeback, and then they'd be shut out in Game 7. You're just like, no.
Hey, we got highs and lows. It's fine.
You get a rubber band. What are those rubber bands where you remember things? Because with your age, you don't have the memory you used to. So maybe the rubber band will remind you, what's coming up.
And coming up in other comic book movie news, interesting here, Black Panther 2, and I'm going to mispronounce the guy's name, Tano Huerta.
Okay.
Or Tanak Huerta. I'm so sorry, but he is announced to play the Submariner in Black Panther 2. So Namor, the Submariner.
I'm sorry, I have to ask about this. Have they said what they're going to do with...
Yeah, Shuri's going to be the Black Panther, correct?
Who?
I don't know if they said firmly.
No,
They're not going to recast T'Challa.
Right. So in the storyline, he's going to be dead. Right?
Yes.
I mean, they have to?
You mean like how are they going to handle that?
Yeah,
what are they going to... that I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't personally heard that or what they're going to do about that.
There's rumors that it's his sister, and there's also rumors that somehow they'll bring back Michael B. Jordan, and maybe he does something. Obviously, he was killed, but it's a comic book universe. You can do whatever you want. So
Right.
all kinds of different rumors there, but nothing has been official that I have seen. But I am definitely interested to see the Submariner.
Make it his sister. That'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah, they kind of set that up in a way too, right?
So she's the one that invented a lot of the technology in the movie for him and stuff that he
and she'd be
used,
like the rightful heir to the throne.
Yes. Well, she'd have to battle for it as well. But yeah, right.
Dude, that you go into the movie, you start it in a funeral, right?
Yeah.
And then just outside the funeral has to follow up with somebody challenging her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And just kick it off, right off the bat. Sad and then action packed.
I would love Shuri to be the Black Panther. I think it would be cool. I think it would fit the narrative and all that stuff. But just because I was such a fan of the character, I would really love it for M'Baku to be. M'Baku was the king of the Jabari tribe that battled him first in the movie, and then his tribe ended up saving him. That would be. I love him. I love that character.
He's a big dude. I mean,
he is a big dude. Yeah.
Black Panther, isn't he supposed to? He's like
he's like smaller and limber. Yeah, I'm just talking about my personal wish list. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to have Winston Duke play Black Panther, but yeah, I think it'd be cool. But yeah. Yeah, no, I think it would be cool if it was Shuri, if it was his sister, and then that way it would, like Dean mentioned, she would kind of almost be the rightful heir, but the way it goes is they have to battle for it as well. So, but I think the story is that the Black Panther king had resided in their family bloodline for centuries or something like that, So,
and if you're gonna do that, don't be cheap about it and have her fight another girl. Have her kick one of the dudes' asses.
Oh, absolutely.
For the throne.
You'd have to. Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think you'd have to because in the battle scenes, it was all they had these typical leaders of these tribes were all usually men in most cases and things like that. So that would be cool that she takes down the biggest, strongest one. That would be awesome.
Yep. Also be cool, Dean? Freddie Washington. How about that?
Freddie Washington. I think that would be fucking amazing.
See, that's another Sweat Hogs reference
there,
Nick. So
I get it.
And Freddie Washington.
Sweat Hogs?
Yeah.
I get the 70s jokes.
Welcome back, Connor. In the 70s. Anyway. Okay. So are you excited for Submariner to make an appearance? Do you know who Submariner is in the Marvel universe?
I don't.
Submariner. Did you mention Namor in that?
That's him.
Okay,
Namor the Submariner.
Namor, yes. Yeah. Okay, so that would be cool. Yeah.
Is he
I like that. I'm happy to hear that.
The Aquaman type deal?
Yes, basically. He's the king of he's a king of Atlantis in the Marvel series, and he had an interesting. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. So originally, he was kind of a villain in the Marvel comics, but then he eventually turned good. So he was one of the very, very early Marvel heroes in general. So he he teamed up with Captain America back in the very early comics and when they were doing World War I comics back at the time. So, he sort of had his, but yeah, sort of like the newer Aquaman, he sort of, he has that battle between his people and is, teaming up. So he kind of goes, anyways, he's an interesting character, interesting story. So I think it's cool to introduce him into the Marvel universe. So
yeah,
okay,
cool. Yeah, very excited for that for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there also now that is Black Panther 2? There's also supposed to be a Wakanda show, correct? A Disney Plus Wakanda television series coming? Didn't they announce that?
Wakanda
Vision?
I'm not sure that I've seen that. I saw the one about
it's not really about Black Panther specifically, but yeah, it had something to do with. I'm not sure if they really
Wakanda?
laid out what it's something Wakanda something. I could have swore it's in the title.
Okay, we'll take a quick look here.
Sorry, I was just filling space for
Wakanda Night Live.
There you go. I was saying, unless Dean wants to tell another joke, just trying to fill the space here.
I poked at it.
Well, I know that the What If animated series is going to start soon, and that
Welcome
actually
back, Wakanda.
Yeah, it's funny. See, that's better. See, that's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chadwick Boseman did play Black Panther. It'll actually be his last appearance as Black Panther in an anime. He gave his, he did the voice for
Oh, is
Black
it that
Panther
What
in
If?
it. Yes. So he'll be on that series. So that series is coming up. There's a Secret Invasion coming up, with the scrolls and all of that stuff. So that's I'm interested in that.
And
That'll be coming
these
up.
are TV shows, right?
These
Or
are TV shows. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. I don't know. We should look it up and talk about it when we're more prepared. Because I'm having
Sorry, I
trouble
just threw that
finding
one
the
out of
stuff
nowhere.
here.
We
No,
were
it's
talking about the
okay.
movie, and I was just thinking. I thought that they had mentioned that there was going to be a series coming to Disney Plus, Wakanda something.
Yeah.
So
We'll check it. We'll check it
do
out.
some research and then touch back on that.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
What's next though for the MCU?
The next series?
Yeah, because they went from WandaVision to Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Okay.
and now Loki.
Okay. Okay.
Seems like they want to have something
right
in the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Upcoming Marvel TV shows. Okay, let's see what they got here. Obviously, we get the Loki. What If comes in summer 2021. That's the next one.
Okay, so that's probably going to be the after the Loki deal.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
And then later this year, late 2021, Hawkeye will premiere. 6 episodes.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Why?
Because people like you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, so they're like, we can throw fucking anybody out there. Let's do a Hawkeye one.
Well, I think what it is, I think that's what it says here. So, his daughter, I think, is what it is. They kind of teased that in one of the Avengers movies where he's showing her how to shoot.
Yeah. Like she kind of picked up some sort of like Avenger mantle thing in the comic books, right?
Kate Bishop alongside her, so she'll assume the mantle. I'm guessing that's his daughter.
Yeah, and I think this is just a vehicle to get you to be familiar with her going forward in the movies.
That's very possible.
It's kind of this 6 episodes, kind of the introduction to that.
That makes sense. And you have Ms. Marvel coming late 2021 also.
Okay.
So it's not Captain Marvel. This is Ms. Marvel. This is
Ms. Marvel.
Kamala Khan. So she's a teenage. I think she was. Let's see. She was handed down Ms. Marvel from Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel. So I think that she will be in the next Captain Marvel 2 movie, Ms. Marvel. I think so. They're kind of setting up that character. Then you have Moon Knight.
Moon Knight?
You guys, yes, Moon Knight. He is. He's sort of a mystical type. He's sort of like Marvel's.
He's the MCU's third shift.
Yeah, kind of. He's kind of like their Batmanish type character, so dark and that type of stuff. And then in that particular
Nick's gonna make up stuff for him to win a contest too. That's crazy.
Moon Knight also invents things that can defeat anyone.
Ethan Hawke's going to be in that one. That's interesting. So, and in that one, I'm
Ethan Hawkeye. That would be a great series. They should do that.
There you go. Yeah, Ethan. I'm also interested in Moon Knight because they've reintroduced John Bernthal is going to return as the Punisher
now
in Moon Knight.
Now, is he going on a fresh Punisher, or is he kind of picking up? Did the other series happen? Like, is it in this universe, or
that's a good question? I think that I'm assuming that the Daredevil universe happened.
No, not Daredevil. I'm talking about the Punisher, the series.
That's right. I don't know.
Netflix. That was a badass show. I mean, talking about some ass kicking.
They could. There's no reason why they could do. Or they could just ignore it. Frankly, it's just the Punisher. The Punisher is there. You kind of know his backstory if you're a remote Punisher fan. So, yeah, I'm highly interested in that. She-Hulk. While we're on the subject, might as well go through them. She-Hulk's debuts in 2022.
I couldn't care less. Jesus.
It's
She-Hulk?
an interesting character. She was very cool in the comics. So basically, this is she is Bruce Banner's niece, and she needed a emergency blood transfusion, and only Bruce could, so he gave her some of his blood, so she was infused with a gamma powered blood, and she sort of just became sort of a permanent. For a minute there, she turned into the Hulk like he did. Then it sort of made her always big and green, and just a cool character.
I have a question.
So,
With all these,
what do Hulk titties look like?
They portrayed her. She was a sexy Hulk, basically. Yeah. Okay, so
hey, don't you snicker. A lot of nerds have jerked off to that. All right, so don't go snickering. There's a demand out there. There's a market for She-Hulk. All right.
Yep,
I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of crusty socks out there due to She-Hulk. All right, you just calm down.
I'm gonna ruin the back of a theater seat.
I have a question. So we're now dipping into this extended realm, we'll call it, of characters, the Moon Knights and the She-Hulks and the Hawkeye's daughter and things like that.
Yep.
I'm going to rely on the two of you, and probably maybe more specifically Brian, as you may be more in tune with some of these characters. But
I know stuff.
And I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, he's a Namor and Submarine. He's maybe, if not having full backgrounds on the character, he's familiar with a lot of these characters.
No, that's bullshit. He's Statman. He looked that shit up before we came on.
Okay. All right, Statman. Well, then give me some stat. Or Dean. Dean, I'm not saying you can't answer the question about that. I'm just
right. Then
I said it was to both of you.
Okay.
To both of you.
Okay. Then let me answer. Go on.
Everyone involved here. We are now dipping into this other realm of characters, right? There are a lot of characters that are not your primary, your Iron Mans and your Spider-Mans and, your Batmans and Supermans and, your big characters that everybody knows, right? Have there, at the rate that we're moving through film and TV, have there been enough characters in comics to last us so long? Or are we going to have to start, are people going to have to start creating new characters on the fly so that we can turn around and make more video content for them? You follow what I'm saying? Is there enough secondary shit the rate that they're moving through them, or is it just going to have to be
Okay. How the fuck would I know the answer?
Yeah, I just thought because you fought so hard to say that you were familiar with new stuff that you would know.
No, both these universes are so huge. There's still plenty of characters out there they can develop, and honestly, a lot of these movies refer to years and years of comic book storyline content. So there's tons and tons of content out there. So to answer your question, there's still plenty more that they could do, and they really haven't gotten into a lot of the young kid teams as well. Obviously DC, as the Teen Titans, you can get into stuff like that. Marvel's got some, they got the Young Mutants and different things. So there's all kinds and they've even got into the mutants again, taking it back over from Fox. So there's a lot of several years of content to go.
And with the multiverse being opened up,
sure,
there's characters that died that can come back, and you could restart shit with different people and different actors and still call it in the same universe. I mean, there's just so many different ways you could go about that now because of that.
Yeah,
for example, I saw the trailer for a DC Super Pets or Wonder Pets or something like that.
Oh boy.
And it's all, obviously very A-list celebrities doing voices, but it's animated, they're the dogs and cats of the superheroes. What's Crypto or whatever is the Superman's dog, and but there's, I want to say Will Ferrell's doing one, and Vanessa Bayer, and there's different different voice talents on that. So who's doing one as well? I heard was Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing a animated superhero series as well, where he's a teacher. Teaching young superhero kids. It was he had talked about wanting to do another Kindergarten Cop. Are you being for real with me right now? Because I thought you were setting up for a joke. And it was a Kindergarten Cop movie, or you were going to say there's going to be a Turbo Man movie, because I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
He was recently.
Oh,
you go back
so I
and
can
Jimmy
actually,
Kimmel.
before I go any further, I can actually, I can certifiably get excited about this right now. Like I can get a little happy. Like you're saying, this
it may
is possible.
be on the air. It may be on the air now. Check it out. So
okay.
now that we're talking about it, so he told the story on Jimmy Kimmel that he had met Stan Lee a number of years ago and was talking to him about wanting to do a superhero type thing or something like that. And Stan Lee said, well, what are you interested in? He said, I kind of want to do a kindergarten cop movie. And he said right there, within a few moments, there's a Schwarzenegger telling the story. Stan Lee rattled off the idea. How about this? And Schwarzenegger was like, that sounds terrific. And then that was one of the last things apparently Stan Lee did before he passed away, was to help get this idea going. And Arnold was kind of sad that he can get to see it realized, of course. But yeah, so there you go. Arnold Schwarzenegger, super. Again, it might be on Cartoon Network or something, Nick. So look for that. Check that out. So I want to go back and finish the topic real quick with the shows, because Nick, you are correct. There is an upcoming untitled Wakanda series coming to be announced. So you are indeed correct. That is coming to Disney Plus. We don't know anything about it yet, but it will be set in the Kingdom of Wakanda. And the last couple were Secret Invasion, about the Skrull invasion with Samuel L. Jackson, which will be terrific with the Skrulls. And the Skrulls can assume, they can shapeshift, so you don't know who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull. They could be living among. That's the whole thing about that. They could make anybody a Skrull. It could be a hero that's been around for a while, and they could say, well, he was a Skrull or she was a Skrull, and the real one is still alive.
Right.
They could do anything they want with that as well. You got Ironheart, which is like a female Iron Man type show, I guess. Armor Wars with Don Cheadle coming back as War Machine.
All those Iron Man suits now kind of come into play, and people wear them. And
I Am Groot is coming, and again, I mentioned the Wakanda series. So a lot of interesting. So there you go. That's two plus. That's another year plus right there of content that's rolling out.
You actually reminded me of something, Brian. I wanted to kick in real quick. That Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know if it was that same interview with Jimmy Kimmel, but he was talking about that, and it was weird, but he was talking about that because he's getting older and some of the roles he has to take, or that he's choosing to take, I'm sorry, because he's getting older, he has, the gray hair and the wrinkles and stuff, and he has continence problems. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like older people do. You sneeze and you have an accident or whatever. So the next movie he's going to do is called Tinkle All the Way.
I knew about 2 words into this statement that I was like, this is a long-winded setup to shit on something either about Arnold Schwarzenegger or most possibly it's about Jingle All the Way. All right, well.
Tinkle all the way.
I think that's a fine final joke to end this particular episode and wrap this up here. So now we had some ideas. We're going to get into other things, maybe fictional dads and all that. We just don't have time to do that. Maybe we'll touch base on that next week. But I do want to say this coming Sunday is Father's Day. So
you two are some of my favorite real dads.
Wow.
I was going to have the same sentiment. So
Brian's also one of my favorite real dads. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, we joke around and we kid around with each other and all that stuff. But listen, my daughter's grown. She's almost 21 now, and so. But you guys have young kids. I just, all seriousness, it always brings me so much joy seeing your guys' Facebook stuff out there and having fun with your kids and doing all the family things together and all that. It's very, very nice. Wonderful, wonderful to see. So you guys are, great dads as well. So to all the dads out there listening, dads who are actual dads, grandfathers, fathers to be, there's plenty of mentors out there that act as a father figure to people, whether it be at work or in your personal life. There's also certainly moms out there that is playing, both roles, single parents, and doing all they can do there. So uncles, everybody who's a positive male figure in kids' lives out there. So we wish you the very happiest of Father's Days, and I say this every year. if you're a young person or old person and your dad's around and you keep wondering, what do I get my dad this year? The best thing you can always give dad and mom, really, is your time. Go spend some time, visit, quality time. We don't care about gifts, none of that crap. If you spend time with us, talk, get to know us a little bit more, perhaps, that's the best gift you can give dad. Would you guys agree?
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
And
Yep.
if you, and for all the maybe younger guys out there that aren't dads, and if that sentiment didn't touch your heart and it doesn't appeal to you and you don't want anything to do with that, wear a fucking condom or pull out. God damn it!
That's right.
Happy
That's
Father's
right.
Day.
That's right. Happy Father's Day, my brothers. So, cheers to
Yes.
you. Cheers to all the dads out there.
Cheers.
So,
Happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
Happy Father's Day.
Cheers to all the dads.
okay. Thank
Yep.
you. Nick, you want to take us out here on that note?
Yes, sir, I will. So you can find us on Facebook and YouTube by searching for Convincing Idiots. We are also on Instagram, and that's at convincing_idiots. We're on Twitter at Convincing Idiot with no S. We are on TikTok at Convincing Idiots. Our email is convincingidiots@gmail.com. All of that can be found on our link tree, so go Google the Convincing Idiots link tree, linktr.ee, and we're there. We're also available wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. We are also available via your home assistant device and asking them to play us. So for myself and the Rain Corps in the back, and Dean, and what the hell was that?
Motorcycle cucks, mother.
Are you sure it
Sorry.
wasn't a long fart?
No, I apologize. That was a motorcycle.
Okay. All right. That was interesting. So
Yeah.
thanks to the cameo for the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am Nick.
I'm Dean.
I'm Brian.
Have we convinced you that there's a motorcycle conveniently behind and perhaps below Dean?
Tinkle all the way.
Great joke, Dad.
Ham gravy.